Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday afternoon. The sun is out. It looks like it's a nice day, but it's super windy out there. So we're hope everyone's enjoying this lovely sunny Tuesday. And we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. So if you have anything today that is tight or any area of your body that's bothering you, anything you need extra attention on, go ahead and drop that in the chat box, and I'll go ahead and add that into the stretching that we're going to be doing. But until then, if I see something pop up, I'll come back to the camera. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off on the ground here. So we're going to be in a nice shin box. So if you're with us earlier, we're ending right back where we're starting right where we ended our morning stretch breaks. We are going to be on the ground in a shin box. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg and put it out in the front, and then our back leg is going to be directly out to the back and down. So front leg, 90-degree angle in the hip and in the knee, and then back leg, same thing. We want 90-degree angle in that knee into the ankle. And sometimes this position can be a little uncomfortable to get into. So I'll give you all a few seconds to kind of adjust here. And we're going to be doing some rotation. So our rotation here is going to be a little different than what we did earlier today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms and we're going to have them straight out to our side. And from here, we're going to bend forward as far as we can, using the core to come back up. And then we're going to rotate here. And we've done this part before, but this is going to be new. So once we rotate here, we want to bend forward towards that back leg and then back up into center. So we're doing two folds with two bends, right? So we're going to fold forward, bringing our chest down towards that front leg, using the core to come up. And then we're going to exhale, rotating, opening up towards our the back leg, and then we're going to bend towards that back leg. So as you can see, I'm not bending very far, and that's okay. That probably will feel a little bit extra tight on that back hip. And usually our hips can kind of be tired, especially towards this part of the day. We've been sitting or standing at our computers for a lot of the day. So this will help kind of open everything up. All right, let's go ahead and do one more each direction. So coming through on the forward fold, back up, rotating, opening up, and bending forward again, trying to keep our knees on the ground the whole time. All right, awesome job, everyone. We're going to stay here for one more movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some stretching on each side. So I'm going to start off on my left. So I'm going to plant my left hand on the ground. So you can plant your left hand or your elbow, whatever feels comfortable. We're going to reach on up overhead. So this is going to give us a nice stretch through our side body, through our shoulders a little bit. We're going to inhale nice and deep into our belly. And then on the exhale, we're going to plant the opposite hand and reach over with the opposite arm. So right now, my right hand is planted next to my right knee, and my left arm is reaching up and over my head. Breathing into that side, feeling that stretch all through here, all in those hips. And we're going to go ahead and exhale and place a hand and or elbow back on the ground, reaching over to the side. Nice big deep breaths into that side, feeling everything stretch out a little bit here. And big inhale, and on the exhale, switch back over, planting the head, reaching on overhead. Nice big deep breaths, slowly exhaling. And we're going to go ahead and do one more each way. So planting the arm, reaching up overhead, feeling that stretch. And we're going to exhale and bring it on over to the other side. Reaching as far as we can, opening up those hips. Opening up our side. And we're going to exhale and we'll return to that center position. And we're going to go ahead now and switch over to the other side. So now my right leg will be in front and my left leg will be in behind me. So we got nice 90-degree angles in our knees, ankles directly below. And from here, we will start off with our bending. So arms straight out to the side, bending forward, bringing our chest as close to that knee as we can in the front, using the core to Come back to center, exhaling, opening up, and then a nice exhale, bending forward towards that leg, and then upright and back to center. So we're really trying to keep those knees on the ground. I know mine's kind of coming up right now, so I'm a little tight today. So again, we're gonna bend forward as far as we can, using the core, sitting back up, rotating towards that back leg, trying to stay nice and tall, and then bending forward, and then returning to center. You may notice at this point in time that this side feels a little easier or a little bit harder, and that is totally normal. We tend to use one side of our body a little bit more, typically the dominant side, so that might be where you notice that in this movement. Let's go ahead and do one more each direction. So we're going to bend forward, using the core, and then opening up and bending towards that back leg. And back to center. Wonderful. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go into the side bends here. So I'm gonna plant my right arm on the ground, hand or elbow, whatever's comfortable today, reaching up overhead with the opposite arm, breathing into our side body, opening up our back here, our lats on the side of our arms. And we're gonna exhale and switch over to the other side. So I'm planting my left hand next to my left knee and reach it on over that direction. Really inhaling into our side body here, feeling that stretch all through our lats, right on the back side of our armpits. And we're gonna exhale and return the other hand and reaching over with our left hand or whatever foot is back on the ground is the hand that's overhead. Sighing out any tension with each exhale, feeling our body relax a little more into the stretch. And on our next exhale, flipping over, switching over, I guess, onto the other side. So planting that hand right by that knee, reaching over as far as we can. Feeling that stretch through the side body, through the hips. And we're going to do one more each way. So we're turning back to that first one. So hand or elbow on the ground, reaching up and overhead. And on the next exhale, switching back over to the last part here. So hand on the ground, next to the knee, and reaching as far as we can. Trying to get a nice medium tension stretch here. We're going to exhale and return to center. Awesome job, everyone. I know those ones can be a little tough on the hips, but it's good for us. What we're going to do now is we're going to make our way onto our backs on the ground. And we were just stretching out the fronts of our hips a little bit more. So we're going to do a little bit more for the backs of our hips. So while we're laying on the ground, we're going to do a nice piriformis stretch. So this is known as the figure 4 stretch. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with my right side. I'm going to cross my leg. So my ankle is going to be right above my left knee and to that figure 4 position. And if that feels good for you today, go ahead and stay there. You can even push on that knee a little bit, feeling that open up through the back of the hip. If you need a little more tension, go ahead and interlace your fingers and you can grab right behind the knee on the hamstring here and really work towards pulling that leg towards your chest. So when we start to pull that leg, we're going to start to feel that right under the glutes of the leg that's crossed. So right now I'm using my right leg that's crossed. You should feel that right under that right glute. That's where that piriformis muscle is. It's very small. Sometimes it gets often neglected when we're sitting and working throughout the day. So sometimes it feels really nice on our hips to kind of give that muscle a little bit of a break. And we're taking nice big deep belly breaths here, exhaling nice and slowly, releasing and sighing out any tension we feel in the back of our hips today. And let's go ahead here and do one more really big inhale. And slowly exhale. Let's gently place that left leg back on the ground and then the right leg. And we'll do that on the left side. So taking that left ankle, crossing it right above the right knee. And if that it feels like a pretty intense stretch for you, go ahead and stay there. You can even push down on that knee. If you need a little bit of an extra stretch, go ahead and interlace your fingers and grab right behind your knee on the hamstring. And you can then also pull towards your chest or pulling the leg towards our chest, feeling that stretch to the back of the hip of the left leg. Inhaling nice and deep into the belly, exhaling nice and slowly, feeling that tension through the back of the hip, and we're sighing it all away. And from here, let's go ahead and do one more big inhale. And slowly, slowly exhale. You can gently then place that right foot back on the ground and then the left foot. And then you can return to either seated, kneeling, or standing. Rolling over onto your side is a little bit more helpful, and then onto the hands and knees, and then to kneeling, seated, or standing, however you would like to end this stretch break today. But thank you all so much for coming. I'm so happy to see so many faces in here stretching with me. I hope everyone's hips feel a little bit better after that. I know mine do. I feel nice and refreshed. So don't forget, tomorrow at 3, we do have another stretch break with Brittany. And right after at 3:10, we're going to be doing a fitness myth busting webinar. So we were going to have 15 to 20 minutes of busting some myths for you guys. So it's going to be really fun. So definitely recommend joining us there. And then if you ever would like to request a stretch break for your team, go ahead and head over to our SharePoint site and you can fill out that form. And we're more than happy to come stretch with you and your team. But thank you all so much for coming. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you all soon.